New Year's resolutions. We love to set them, and most of us can envision a life that would be better with discipline. But what if I told you they're bound to fail? I think most of us know this to be true in experience, but we need to talk about it. Resolutions are seasonal, so when the season changes, so do our seasonal motivations. Now, if you're watching this, you may have already felt the difficulty of starting something new, and you're finding it hard to keep going. I'm on day 57 of 75 hard, so my resolution started last year. And what I learned in the first few weeks of the challenge will be helpful for you. If you can disconnect from the need for resolutions to be for the new year only, every day is a chance to be a new year. Why wait for another New Year's Eve to begin changing some of the things that you want to change? When we disconnect from external motivators and find our own unique internal motivators, then personal growth is more sustainable.
So I started 75 hard in November of last year. I got a bit of a head start on any sort of change that I could have brought in the new year. It's really brought a new element of discipline in my life. The habits are sticking, and I can very much see how I'm going to continue to keep these things alive once the challenge ends.
Building any discipline is difficult because we're wired to seek comfort. If it's raining, we're looking for shelter. If we're hungry, we're looking for food. If our emotions are overwhelmed, we're looking to distract ourselves and cope. I know that for the longest time, I'd approach discipline building as all or nothing. So when I'd fail, I'd disconnect completely and give up on the process. But the problem with an all or nothing approach is that it's trying to be someone you aren't before you've had the chance to develop the skills and understanding needed to be that person. Something I realized last year was that no one's keeping track of your resolutions but you. So without the accountability, it's easy to slip back into the rhythms of life without discipline. But if you think about it, if no one's gonna come get you to move forward, then it's up to you to do that for yourself. When I started 75 hard, I didn't have an epiphany. There wasn't anything special about the time I was in that motivated me to do it. I just decided to start and figure it out as I go. Within 21 days, the habits just felt like a natural part of my life. And I know that after this challenge, I'm gonna keep going to keep up that healthy set of disciplines that I built. Maybe not as intense as the challenge is, but definitely enough to keep myself growing. I'm pretty sure I've had resolutions every year for as long as I can remember, but now I'm changing my perspective on them. The thing is, I don't need to wait for a seasonal reminder to bring in changes. I can choose to do it now. The key is to just begin and be flexible enough to adjust as you go. It's really helped me develop the habits and discipline that I was lacking before. When starting the challenge, I made a couple key decisions that I feel really have given me an edge.
One was filming this journey. I think that's really helped me stay accountable to it. And then the other is just removing my social media use for the duration of this challenge. I find that I just have way more focus. My mind is clearer. And because I'm not using the internet for leisure, I have a lot of time to deploy towards healthier things. Now, I do miss being able to just watch YouTube and just go on social media from time to time, but it's definitely been helpful to have those things sort of just moved aside for the time being.
Ironically, I'm so busy with having to complete the elements of the challenge that I barely have any downtime to be on social media. I do think social media is a beautiful tool and a wonderful way to stay connected to all the creative projects that are going on in the world and what our friends are up to. But ultimately, I think that without good guardrails, it's actually a danger to our mental well-being. If you found yourself struggling with your resolutions, it doesn't matter whether you start on January 1st or any day beyond that. What matters is that you decide to keep trying. I really believe that if you set your mind to developing some sort of new habit or discipline in your life, that you can do it, that you actually can make it happen. It may take a lot of tries, but if you keep getting back up and you keep trying, one day it's gonna stick. And I know this to be true because it happened for me. I've constantly been trying to develop discipline in my life, and it hasn't always stuck. But this time, it's starting to stick. And I wonder if just constantly eroding away at your resistance towards discipline will one day lead to you breaking that barrier. If you want to track along with my journey, I'm on day 57 and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Your support means a lot to me.